self-doubt. And to be honest, it has never brought me down. No, 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 no. I'm really glad I'm not walking around believing my inflated ape brain figured it out. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Like and I'm really glad I don't take part in your big search for who you are. And I don't care that I sound arrogant, but knowing who you are is just for amateurs. And suddenly you realize, yeah, that everything you ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Oh, still everything you ever thought you were made me cry. To be honest, it made me wanna die inside. And I'm sure I did, but just a little bit. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Yeah, and suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Still everything you ever thought you were made me cry.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. A few things to talk about, and one of them is what is going on. So, Foodie Beauty said she wasn't going to react anymore, and then all of a sudden, she was reacting to FFG once again. So, what's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on? So we got to talk about that. Then also we got to talk about the Yomoma stream. A lot of people were not impressed. People thought they were gonna get a roast of some sorts. He was gonna go in, and it didn't. He didn't go in. It fizzled out. So yeah, we could talk about that as well. Mary says Foodie never changes. It seems Foodie never changes. But is her rage, is her anger warranted? Is it too much? Are people going at Foodie Beauty a little bit too hard? Because this has been a topic that has been raised by several channels where they feel like, hey, some reaction channels are going at her a little bit too hard. There's already the issue of people that go IRL with her, like calling, Saudis or calling the government on her. I think that's a little bit too much, especially when you react to her. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Or, doing IRL stuff. But Mary says, nah, she deserves the heat? Really? Why do you think she deserves the heat? Because of her past doings and whatnot? Rob says, I think that's too much. Going RL is too much. Yes, okay. I see. She deserves the online heat, but going RL is too much. Yeah, the whole IRL thing is a bit too much for me. Like there's one thing to kind of sit back and observe certain things being done and you make a comment on it. It's another thing to kind of interfere. Hey, Sarinthia, Sasha, what's up? A fish by the name, dear Rob. We also got Lana, Renee, Capone Boxer V, John's Views. What's up? How you doing? Glad to see you here. Kelly Wade. We got Deb R, Polly, Gone Wrong. What's up? How you doing? How's everybody doing? We got who else is in here? Everybody that's just listening. Thank you for joining me. Hey Marie, what's going on? Jack T, Lindsay, Don's Hugbox. Hello. We got also Martha is in the house. Come on, Martha. Come on. Come on. I don't know what she's doing, but she's doing something. All right, we got Melanie Sass. Hi there, Melanie Vanny Joe. What's up? Miami Vice Pastels. What's going on? We haven't had you on the panel. Why don't you come up and talk? Tell me your 2 cents on this whole situation. Tell me what's going on. What do you think? Please tell me. I'd really, really like to know. She's being loud. Yeah, Martha can be loud a little bit. You know, her eyes are all wide and bulging, smelling my stuff. But now she's gone. She's gone somewhere after making her presence known. But she'll be back for sure. All right, so the Foodie Beauty decided to do a stream, very impromptu. I did see it when it started, but it's actually very hard to be in somebody else's schedule, especially when you got work on other things you have to do yourself, and then instead of somebody kind of taking off after their first stream, they're sticking around and you never know for how long they're going to stick around for. That is extremely difficult. Very, 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 very difficult. When I forgot, Foodie Beauty changed her name to Chantal Ala Rafai. Okay. So we got Chantal now. New name, new channel. Sorta, kinda, maybe. Pause and pose. Hi there, Mary Higgs. Welcome. Is it a new channel or just a name change? She has had several name changes in the past. For some reason, they're slipping my mind. But if somebody reminds me, I'm sure I can remember. But yes, the live streams today, there were two. There's the Let's Chat. It was like an hour and 18 minutes. And then we had an hour and 29 minutes, 30 seconds was making money off of a bully. Once again, naming FFG as her bully and doing a react. Which I'll leave it up to you. Was her react okay? Was it wrong? Was it like, did she have some points? How do you feel about it? Okay, Miami Vice says, I've been catching up on T. I watched Yomoma stream and I was just up on your SFTI channel watching Chantal latest when I jumped to this. Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Well, if you want to, say anything, you can come up. I don't mind. I didn't watch your mama stream. Okay, you didn't. I see. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. Oh, you didn't watch Foodie Beauty's stream? Okay, there's a lot to watch. Like, to be honest, day after day after day, unless somebody gives you like a little recap of what's going on, it's hard to watch hours of streaming in a day because if Foodie Beauty is doing an hour and 15, then an hour and a half, and then somebody else is, doing an hour and a half, 2 hours, it can be difficult because, and it's totally understandable when you have a full workload, when you have a lot of stuff to do. It can be extremely difficult. So you miss a day, you miss a lot. True. I slept 8 hours and now I'm behind. That happens. So yeah, Foodie Beauty did her thing again. She said she wouldn't do her thing, but hey, stuff happens. Now she's posting again in her community tab about the differences in views when between her and FFG. I guess I'll bring that up and put it on my screen. Give me a second to do that. All right, so we have here, here, and here. Okay, so let's read this all together. You like that FFG gets to her? Yeah, she's posting now. So 8 hours ahead. So that means it's like 7:41 a.m. How is she sleeping? Because somebody brought this up. Somebody was like, how is she sleeping when she's up until like 3, 4 a.m. and then she's up again at like 7:30, 8 o'clock? Yeah, it's like somebody said that. And they're like, based on me seeing Foodie Beauty in, I think she's in DC streams a lot and Neg streams. They were like, if she's in their streams, then when is she sleeping? And that is a very good question. All right, so we have girl, you want to flex that you get more views. No stalker, I get you views. You, proof below, get 1K or 2K views when you do your own content compared to my 40K doing a video with my fake husband, right? See that happy smile in the thumbnail below? Oh, and the cute man next to me. Two things you clearly don't have. Yeah, something we all know makes you seethe to the point of having to do 3-hour live streams about it. LMAO. Love that for you. I promised my husband, call our marriage fake, but where is your imaginary boyfriend? That I would try not to address your pathetic existence anymore, but seriously, reviewing gaudy, ugly Gucci furniture is the best content you got. LMAO, you are nothing on YouTube but a crappy furniture reviewer without my content. Heck, no one probably even cares what you are saying as long as it's negative towards me. Seems the brighter my light shines, the more shadows it creates. Well, and then she's going in. She has been going in with these community tab posts. What do you guys feel about this? Wait, she didn't bring her CPAP to quit? I thought she did. From my understanding, she has her CPAP. Because that's what's one of the things she made sure she planned to take. All right, let me check the community tab. Seems she's been rather active. She did post 2 hours ago as well about the real cheating, delusion, and hypocrisy is unreal. Maybe she did. Yeah, I think she did for sure. Lindsay says, I think she sleeps all day because she's alone and going on overtime. Yeah, I still think she's stuck on overtime in many senses. And yeah, this seems this is why she's up so late in the mornings over there. Because yeah, she's available and up again. Like she's not getting much sleep. Melanie Sass says she probably can't sleep well because of pain and health things. That is also a factor. She seemed extremely uncomfortable on the stream. So I'm thinking, yeah, that is probably one of the things where she's not sleeping well. She is, uncomfortable. Maybe other things are happening in her life, etc., etc., etc. All right, so we're gonna have Edna. Edna's gonna come up. Let me copy StreamYards. Let me do this. And I'm gonna give it to you in a second, Edna. Let me get on Instagram. We're gonna have Edna here, everybody. Excuse me. I don't know what's happening. I have a cough. Hopefully, it's nothing. Okay, here we go. Right. So also no green. She hasn't thought about it at all, guys. I don't know. Maybe she has been thinking about the green. All right, we got Edna. We got Edna coming on up. Other than that, Foodie Beauty active. Going at FFG. A lot of things are happening now. The Yo Mama thing. Oh man, the T and Sass segment of the Yo Mama stream. A lot of people love that, the T and Sass segment. Okay, we got Edna. Edna, I see you turn off your camera right now. I'll add you in a second. We are going to talk about the T and Sass segment of Yo Mama stream in a moment once we have Edna settled here. Hey, NC Sweet, what's up? How you doing? Okay, I think we might have lost Edna for a second there. Hey there, Mouse Toes, are you here? What's up? Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you here, Mouse Toes. Welcome everybody. Smash that like button. All right, so I got Edna. All right, so who else do we have? Okay, we got Jan's views. Okay. All right, we're gonna get Jan's views on here as well. Okay, come on, Jan, you can come on up. Let's see what your thoughts are on the situation at hand with the Yo Mama stream, because a lot of people are liking or hating the Yo Mama streams. All right, Edna, I see you. All right, I'm gonna add you right now. Hey, what's up, Edna?
Hello,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you? So, I have
I'm
to be
good.
honest. I took a sleep gummy, so I'm a little like a lot real relaxed. So
Okay.
I'm good.
All
So
right.
yeah, how's it going?
I'm all right.
All right. Do we want to wait for Jan's views?
No, we can start until she gets on.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what? When it comes to your mama, once you get past the laugh, he's not half bad. What do you think?
he's not half bad as in what? Like he gives good points or he's
I think
fair.
so. Yeah, I think he's fair. So let's see, starting with, well, not half bad being if you saw the video driving Miss T and
Miss
Sav, I,
Yes.
I thought that was hilarious. It
Were you
laughed.
laughing? You were dying of
I,
laughter?
I was. Yeah, I remember that movie Driving Miss Daisy in
Yeah,
that time.
of
And
course.
when he was yeah, I mean, and I was part of a desegregation program and and the like when he was talking about like you can't be mad at her, she is racist. Like it's funny, but like my grandma was like, "Oh, are we the only darkies?" I'm like, "Grandma, we you don't like." But in her time, that's what it was called. So I don't know. I found a lot of humor in that. So
Yeah, he took a real different angle to the whole TNSAS situation, and I was like, okay. I mean, uh,
yeah, and I mean, I know like not to make light of racism and everything, but it's YouTube. It's like little drama community, and it's like we have to have some fun and some levity to some of these, heavier topics. So I think he handled it well.
I got yeah. Some people agree, some people disagree. I got Jan's views in the back. I'm gonna add you right now, Jan. Hey,
Okay.
Hiya, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hi.
I'm good. Hi, Edna, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Jan?
Yeah, I'm good. I tell you what, that bit on Yo Mama when he was talking about the flashback, I was hysterically laughing. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it.
Good.
I
I'm
couldn't
not the
stop
only one.
laughing.
Yeah, some people thought it was funny. Other people thought it was offensive. But when you make jokes, that's what's gonna happen, right? Like, there's always gonna
Yeah.
be people who don't think it's funny.
Yeah, well, it's like, with so many other things in life, it's subjective, and for me, and I'm mixed race, so I could have been offended, I guess, but I
Yeah.
wasn't. I just thought the delivery and the way it just made me laugh out loud, literally. What did you think of it, Edna?
I agree. I think he addressed the topic head on. Like he didn't dance around anything, but he
No.
also didn't like cry about it. He didn't go like super like social justice warrior about it.
Hmm.
Where it kind of like takes the I mean, not fun, but it kind of takes like what's the word? It kind of takes some of the validity out of your point when it's like when you just go too hard on it. It's like, come on now, like we're all
Mm,
human.
He did
yeah,
it in an angle where he basically said, "Yeah, TNSS is racist," but she just it's so normalized back in her day that well, what else
yes,
she's supposed to do? That's basically what he said,
that
Right.
is it, and it was spot on, and I think that's why it was so funny
right?
because
Especially with
he
the
Mhm.
was
watermelon.
absolutely spot on.
But like with the watermelon, like, yeah, young man, with the watermelon making her wet. I was like, you did not
I
just
missed
say
that
that.
part because I
Oh
was
Yeah,
ordering
man,
dinner. What was tea and making tea and sass what?
yes, because it was a black man with a watermelon in his hand.
mm.
So
That's
there
some
was
He
a lot
imagery
to
I
it.
didn't need it.
I
Just
think he could get away with it because he's black.
Hmm.
oh, yeah, of
And
course.
and I mean, I do talk on racism quite a lot on my channel,
Hmm.
and sometimes on Twitter. So, I normally see it as a very serious issue, but
Hmm.
the way he did it tonight, I had to laugh because it was so true. And it was just his delivery is very, very good. I mean, he could actually be a comedian. I don't know what he does in his spare time, but
Hmm.
I actually believe he could be a comedian. He was
Yeah, I
absolutely
think
spot on.
Jan. I think he does YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he does a lot of his YouTube stuff in a,
I'm just kidding.
as like in a very comedic manner. If you've looked at his diss tracks and songs, he does a lot of
all
stuff
right.
in a very comedic tone.
Yeah, I actually meant, in real life.
Yeah, actually
The
I don't even
stand
know
Oh,
up.
what
I
he does in
kid.
real life, but
Yeah,
I don't know, not that it really matters. But yeah, he's a funny guy.
yeah.
Hmm.
I really, when I first heard him, I thought, oh my God, he's a bit loud for me.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he's so obnoxious with that laugh.
I
I
know,
can't
but
handle
it's
it. But
actually, if you ignore that, he actually does make some excellent points.
yes, when he was talking about how Yaba, like I don't follow Yaba at all. And the
No, I
little
don't.
clips that I've come across, I haven't really like jammed with her style. And I would have to agree, like if what he's saying is true, she doesn't make a point. It just seems very like kind of hateful when when they're talking about Foodie Beauty. Maybe not FFG as much, but I don't know Yaba's other like TLC content, but I remember oh, I can't remember the name of the person, but they used to do reactions. It was top tier. They took the actual like content from the show and they cut it and they spliced it in with their reactions and it was a whole production where the company was like, "No, you can't do this. It's too good. Like you didn't need to watch the show." So,
Mm,
and it was crazy. Like you have reactions that are that good. So, if you have someone that does some content like that, and then you're just kind of throwing hate, you
mm,
know, when it comes to other people, I could see where he was saying, like, what are you doing with this content? Like, this isn't even up to, what I expect from you.
mm.
So that, I don't watch her to know if that's a fair point, but it seems like it could be.
Yeah, I think he made a very good point there. And I mean, I couldn't argue with him. I'm not a Yabba fan. I'm not anybody's fan really. I do my own thing. I dip into different communities. I get yelled at because I'm quite outspoken. And then
Okay.
I go off and do my own thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I thought the points that he was making about Yaba were absolutely spot on. And I understood it because he was saying, as not a subscriber necessarily, but as a viewer, he was very disappointed at the way she has changed her channel. And you can see why. If she was editing videos before and putting on more of the
That's what I'm
show,
saying. Yeah.
to do what she's doing now, which is basically sort of sitting behind an avatar, says says I, with all three of us behind avatars.
Well,
um, I
yeah,
could
no
see her
comment.
point. You know,
Yeah.
I could see his point rather.
Mhm. Yeah, for
Um,
sure. It was another point that he had too after that. It was the Yaba. Oh, when it comes to FFG, I think he might be a little out of I don't want to say out of his league, but I think she might kind of have the upper hand, like in this girl world and reaction world when it comes to FB. You might want to tread a little lightly when it comes to her. But
hmm,
what do you think about that? Because you're a
What do you
creator, so
mean?
you would probably. Well, because he's new for one, so it seems like he's kind of like busting out on the scene, shaking things up. Which, granted, okay, do what you do,
hmm.
but mm,
I like
I
it.
don't.
I
You do
think it's like
okay.
Yeah, I
a
prefer
breath of
that type
fresh
of
air.
entrance because there's a lot of people who are too scared to say what they really want to say or to stand up
Hmm.
to
Exactly.
certain people. And you
Exactly.
see it. So at least, he'll say whatever he wants to say because at the moment he's new and he doesn't really have any skin in the game. So he can afford to say whatever he wants to say.
Yeah, I kind of find it quite amusing when people say, "Oh, well, he's just come into our community and he's doing this and he's doing that." Well, there's no rules to say who you should and shouldn't react to. Why shouldn't he do reactions on people
That's a
in
fair
that
point.
community? I
Yeah.
would.
Well, I kn
I've just done a reaction on a therapist who it just so happens she's British, but she's just been attacking Meghan and who's she married to? Prince and Prince
Hey, I
Harry.
wanted to say
And
something, but I didn't want to be like offensive. But go
yeah,
ahead, because I
and
want to
I
ask you
just
about
found
that.
it so offensive, what
Okay.
she said,
Well, what did she
that
say?
I wrote something underneath the video, and then I thought, "Do you know what? I'm gonna talk about it." So I did a video talking about it, and if somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, well, you're not in this community," I'd laugh in their face
Yeah,
because
like what's up with that gatekeeping? It's gatekeeping is what that is. And why can't
exactly,
people come into a community? It's YouTube. You can watch whatever you want and comment anything that you want on the subject that you just watched.
exactly.
Hmm.
Why do people feel that they
Okay.
can police
So,
who you
okay,
see
I'm
and
raising
who
my
you talk
hand. I
to?
want to play devil's advocate. What
Mhm.
about, safe spaces and just being a community for certain minority communities? Would it like let's say girl world, looking at like Amberlynn and Foodie Beauty, these are fat women, right? So maybe if you're skinny, it's like, okay, girl, but this ain't for you. If you're a male, this isn't for you because this is for fat women, right? And
Yeah.
then, like, what about that though? Because if this is supposed to be a safe space for them to blog and share their experiences, then it does seem kind of
I mean, safe space that males like
comfortable
straight males
space.
should be at.
Huh?
You
I'm
mean like
sorry, say
if
it
this?
again.
You're saying that this girl world is a safe space?
Safe space in the sense of like a comfortable space.
Oh, but this ain't no safe. If this is a safe place, then how
Oh,
is hell? Because this ain't no
listen,
safe place. The cattiness, the making up of stories, the telling of tall tales. They're trying to trick and trap people. It's
I am
it's
dancing
just
on hot
all
coals.
over in this community that this is no safe place. This
No,
community
it's
has a lot
not.
of toxic elements to
Well,
it. Where
listen.
where
I
with certain
felt like
channels, it's just full of toxicity
no.
and hate
Yeah,
and doxing and going IRL with certain channels. Other channels, they're more like laid back. They're more cool and calm. Every channel has its
right.
own flavor or sense. Where you might sit back for a while, you might observe and figure out what the vibe is for that specific channel. But overall, ain't no safe space here. Too much cattiness. Too much this. Too much that.
Not now, but this is I feel like the community has shifted and changed so much since when I first started watching. And mind you, this is probably like ooh, 8 years ago. But it did seem like more of a space where it's like, if you follow Tammy Lemon, where she's just like where she
Hmm.
is, that seems like where ARL, maybe Foodie Beauty, I didn't really watch her back then, so I don't know. But it seemed like it was way more. It definitely wasn't into all of the trigger warning, SA, drug use. I mean, we could just go down the line. I mean, granted, there's been a pandemic or panini, but still, it's a lot.
Hmm.
I
That's
can't
all I'm
really
saying.
talk on the girl world because I don't watch it. I
Oh,
find
so
nothing
how are you?
entertaining
Mhm.
about watching, the biggest trolls out there. Um, yeah, and they're the ones that are winning because they're the ones that are going to the bank. Do you know what I
They're
mean?
winning?
So yeah, oh, I think so. Foodie
Oh,
knows that as long as people are talking about her, she's going to make bank. Okay, and what does everybody do? They all talk about her.
hey, Jan, have you seen her luxury camping in the Kuwaiti desert? Have you seen her walking through the mall buying nothing? Like, she's not living it up.
I think she is because she's getting the money. She's getting money for doing bugger all, as we'd say over here. She does absolutely nothing apart from
Yeah,
put on the camera.
yeah. She has low quality content, is what she has.
She has terrible
That's
content.
true. But uh, even still, I feel like,
Do you think she's unhappy?
yeah. You think she's happy?
I don't think she's ever been happy, quite honestly. I'm not a therapist, but
Of course.
looking at her,
Not
I
a
don't
mental
think
health.
she's ever been happy. And the way she's going, she never will be happy, and that's probably because she isn't honest with herself, and she puts too much importance on YouTube and on this YouTube life that she's made for herself. No, I don't think she's happy at all.
And I won't go so far to say that she can never be happy because I do hope that she finds happiness, and I hope that these steps that she's taking are steps to happiness for her. Um, because I mean, she is changing, and if it's not for uh,
All right. So you
the
think
reason
she's
that we would expect, yeah, help me out, Monty. I don't know because it's like I want to tread lightly because
so you think she's
the,
changing for the better or trying to change to be happy, but it's not working out for her?
no, I'm saying that she's doing the things that like. I want to believe that she's believes that she's doing the right thing, and I just want to give her that benefit of the doubt. Like, I
Mm,
don't think she's intentionally trolling us with wearing a niqab or a how do you say, a lithium or whatever, it is. I don't like, I wanna believe that she's not intentionally disrespecting Islam and being a Muslim and all this kinda stuff. Like, I know she is, right? But I d I don't know, like, eventually I wanna think that, if she keeps it up, that she'll get there, that it will click and it will, like, mean, something important to her,
mm-hmm.
and not just a way to cover her head and cover her, uh, like, her face and her chin.
Yeah.
Like, the way
Well,
she wrapped her head disturbs me, like, it's so creepy because it's all swaddled up, and it just makes me feel like I can't breathe just looking at her, and it looks uncomfortable.
she does look uncomfortable, but some people feel like changing their dress or their hairstyle, their hair color, their makeup is the beginning of a new change or a new arc in their life, and I totally get that. I just wish she'd make an effort because that's the problem. If you're lazy and you're like a person that will tell other people like, "Hey, I'm a lazy person," then how much effort are you actually gonna put in
Yeah,
when to
but,
serious matters?
I have a issue with the word lazy because I think it's not lazy because it's like an unwillingness. And I think it's not that she's unwilling to change, like, she's trying to change. I think she just doesn't know how best to change or you know what I mean? Like, nobody has a guidebook, right? Like, we're all just doing the best we can with what we have. And I just she just doesn't have what she needs to do what she needs to do.
Well, that's where you get the women of his family to maybe help you along the way, guide you. She has help. He says he has a large family there. So then get guidance from one of the women of her actual family if she is indeed married. Like his cousin's, wife, or whoever. There are women there that can guide her. There's options there, she's just not taking them.
Well, see, and I think that's the problem because it's like, well, yeah, if she were married, that would be what she would be doing. But I think we all kind of, you know,
Well,
we
let's be
figured out
honest.
that she's not legally
Been,
married, right? So I don't
yeah,
think
let's
she
be
has
honest.
those resources.
There's been no evidence. There's been no evidence of her getting married, apart from the ring that she's wearing. So she could have just gone out and bought that ring. They both bought the rings together. There is no evidence of her being married. And
She
I
all
mean,
but admitted that she doesn't have any paperwork
I
because she
personally
was like, I don't
find,
want, yeah.
I personally find her um wearing a hijab offensive. I find it offensive. And that's because I believe that she is using it as dress up. She has no intention of becoming a true Muslim. Um, and studying, she's not studying the Islamic faith. You can't just put on a costume and pretend to be something you're not. And I find it I find it very offensive. I've got Muslim friends, and one of my BFFs is Muslim and very religious, actually. So I know a lot of what goes on within the Muslim community, in her Muslim community, and I feel that if I was to point out Chantal to my friend, she'd be horrified because it means something. What she's wearing does mean something to
Right. But what I'm saying is,
Muslim
I don't
women.
think but where Chantel is, she doesn't understand the significance, right? So she doesn't understand how hurtful it is at the same. It's kind of like Tia says, where for her, she's looking back at a fond time in her youth when she was a young woman, whatever the case might be. And she's not seeing the racism and everything that a person of color, whomever would see, or just us in this time see from those images. And I think that's the same thing with Foodie Beauty, where she's putting on this hijab, she's putting, doing these different things, and we're seeing all the disgust and the horror and all that. But she's just saying, "Well, I'm covering my head like anybody else. I'm doing this like I see." Like I don't think she thinks it's that deep. Like
Yeah,
it's
well,
just not that deep for her.
that
Well,
just
she should.
proves how ignorant she is, though, don't you think?
Well, yeah, if she actually did get married, but you don't think marriage is a serious, commitment.
I don't think she did get married. I
Yeah,
really
Mm.
don't. And
like
I
going.
don't say it out of dislike for her. I'm not bothered. I couldn't give a toss what she does with her life. But um, but I do feel that she is a ginormous troll. And I mean, just look back at over the last 6 months. She's had people running around in circles trying to work out what she's doing.
Oh,
So it's not just a matter of one
it's
day
impossible.
she
I have to
manages to
remind
talk.
myself almost every stream not to make sense, not to stop trying to make sense of what's going on because my mind
Exactly.
it's so much at every single second. It's like, wait, she just said what? Huh? Who?
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Jans, what else were you gonna say?
Oh yeah,
I,
sorry.
I've forgotten.
All right. Well, if you remember that,
It's gone out the
just there.
window, sorry. As I said, I just find her very offensive. Oh yeah, I said something like, you should, what has she been doing over the last 6 months?
Oh,
She does
keep
things,
people guessing. Yes.
yeah, she does things to create as much attention from other people. That's why she does them. And this fact that she's gone over to meet this stranger who, I mean, the dynamics between them are just so obviously poor, but she doesn't care. She's still raking in the money and she'll do whatever it takes to make that bank. Look what she was doing before, flashing her bits and pieces. What? And all of a sudden, she's woken up and thought, oh, I think I'll change my religion. I think it's a real insult. I really do. But then I'm quite a religious person. So maybe, I see it differently to somebody who's not religious. For me, religion is, is sacrilege. That's not the word. It's very
Sacrifice?
significant. It's so
Okay.
significant to people who believe, and it doesn't matter which God you believe in. I've got Muslim friends, I've got Jewish friends, I'm Christian. Um, it doesn't matter if you are religious or spiritual in any way. Seeing that fat loaf dressing up as somebody representing a religion, to me, is disgusting. Yes, it's blasphemous. It is. I just think it's awful.
Well, I guess I don't know. I grew up religious. I wouldn't consider myself religious. I guess I would say I would identify more as spiritual.
Yeah.
But w- growing up, it was kind of like you love everybody. Like you love your neighbor as you love yourself, as God would love you. Jesus
Hmm.
would love you. So when I see somebody like that, it was like, when someone come into church and, maybe their skirt was a little too short, they didn't have stockings, whatever the case might be. You can tell that they just kind of roll out of bed from the club. You're not gonna judge. I mean, people would judge them, but you're not gonna like not, accept them. It's just
Yeah, but how would you feel then in that instance? Oh, that
like
scenario.
you don't
How
allow
would
them to
you
come to
feel?
church because you accept people where they are. That's what it is. It's like you come as you are.
Right, yeah, but how would you feel if in your church somebody came in who quite obviously didn't have the same beliefs as you, but
Huh?
they came in pretending to have it? I mean, I don't anymore, but I used to go to a Pentecostal church. I don't know what it is in America, but it's where they all speak in tongues
Uh-huh.
and they worship very loudly. I love it. It's got all music in there and yeah, it might be a bit like or
I'm
Methodist.
used to Southern, missionary Southern Baptist church,
Wait a
so
second.
I'm
Yeah.
familiar.
At that
Yeah. So
church, do
can you
they?
imagine if somebody came in and started speaking in tongues and praising up to the Almighty, and you knew that that person was faking it
Mhm.
because the week before you'd seen them, behaving very, very badly.
Well, yeah, all the time. That's between them and God.
Yeah, I think you're still sort of missing the point a bit.
What do you
Um,
mean?
um, I just think to be fake in any
Not like
way.
we're just gonna like, no one's gonna like, because people will like shout at our church, right? They
Yeah.
will fall out. People would like, we had church nurses that would go over and cover people with sheets while they like recuperated from being taken over by the Holy Ghost. All of that.
Oh yeah,
If
I've had those
somebody,
churches with the tambourines and
yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
Did the church have a
and if
tambourine dance views?
oh
Yes.
oh
It had a whole band, Monty.
Yeah, so some people don't like those types of churches where the Holy Spirit will enter people's bodies, then they start shaking and they're on the ground shaking. I've been to those churches before. Other people think
That
it's a little bit too different.
that's my
I
church.
like it, although I haven't been for many, many years. But I quite liked it, and I liked witnessing people who had such a strong faith that they believed that their bodies and their souls were taken over. I liked it. But, everybody's different. We're all different.
But
And
you
I
know
can
what? It's like,
understand
who's to say somebody possessed by the Holy Spirit isn't crazy and need medical attention or mental health assistance?
they could well be. They could well be. But I think, I'm thinking more along the terms of her being genuine, and I just don't think she is, plain and simple.
Right. And but the thing is, I don't feel comfortable making
Thank
that
you,
call.
celebrity juicer. That's what I am saying. I'm
Okay,
referring to
what is she
Chantal
saying?
laughing as a
LARPing as a
Muslim.
Muslim when she's clearly not. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
my
what I'm
point.
saying. Anybody that knows the religion, like, but that's what I'm saying. We're not even Muslim, and we know. So Muslims know
Okay.
Muslims know what? What do you mean?
that she's not Muslim
Why? Why would she not be Muslim?
because you're looking at her and you can see, like
Not all
she's
Muslims.
raging at her hijab. You know what I mean? Like that's
No, not that. That's
like how you
that's
say your best
incorrect.
friend is a Muslim. No, okay.
That's incorrect because not all Muslims are black or brown skinned. You do get white Muslims. Some, my friend is
I'm not
Pakistani.
referencing her. No, I'm not referencing her race. I'm talking about her character, the way she's acting and presenting herself in her videos.
All right, we'll agree to disagree or not.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
Dan's
It's
views is saying,
interesting debate though. It's quite
yeah,
interesting, isn't
is
it?
is that Chantal seems to be LARPing as a Muslim person when, by all means, by what she said to us, she hasn't taken the Shahada. She's said she hasn't taken that profession of faith. She doesn't do voodoo, and that's very clear because her garments are soiled regularly throughout the day. Even in fact, we've seen her with a bias she's worn a day or two before, and they're still soiled. You're not gonna put those things on if you have to go in front of your God multiple times a day. You're supposed to come clean. So it's very obvious she doesn't know what Adhan is. She doesn't know Shahada. She doesn't know a lot of the teachings of the faith. So it's very clear that she's not taking this as seriously as she should be taking it. So does
Yeah.
that sum it up pretty much?
Yeah, that was good. Are you good,
Yeah.
Edna? We can agree to disagree. We're adults.
Listen, y'all, I'm flying high. I'm not worried about nothing right now. Oh, we are. We beat.
All right, we got Miami Vice Pastels in the back trying to connect. But yeah, let's move on to another subject. Pretty much. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, so what kind of hell is gonna be unleashed when if Chantal really isn't married and she's staying with this guy? What kind of hell is gonna be unleashed when they find her out? She's playing with fire. I wouldn't play like that. To be honest
Ugh.
with you, I'd be scared.
Mm-mm.
I'd be like, I'm in Kuwait with a person and in the bed with a person I'm not married to. I'd be
No,
scared.
they're not in bed together. Well, you know what? When you
But
say
you're not
that,
supposed to
it's
be
not-
staying in the same quarters though. And that's what they're
yeah,
doing, aren't they?
we
Well,
don't
we
know.
don't know that, do we?
That's
Has
also true. That's
has
true.
she
But
has she shown herself like lying on a bed with him? No.
No.
yeah, good point. But she has
Mhm.
said that he's on the bed when they're in the same room together when she was on the couch.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
think that
but
depends on how strict.
she also said she had a kitchen and it was like a hot plate. You know, we have to define these terms.
Right, yeah. Don't you go to jail if you're found out to be in the same quarters as a person you're not married to? I
I
think
th- I think it probably depends on how strict the family is. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
Well,
because I'm
yeah.
sure the police aren't just looking for people to arrest, like, they would have to be reported,
Mm,
right?
but I'm pretty
mm.
sure there's active ladies out there in the girlverse reporting her repeatedly because
Oh my
she's
goodness.
allegedly supposedly living with a person that she may or
Can't
may not
believe
be
she's
married to.
playing these games. It's like, doesn't she know there's wars going on? Like, there's like the economy, things are unstable, and she is playing these games over in Kuwait, and that's what makes it so funny. It's like we're harping down on one little point. I'm like, the state of the world, and she's over here putting it on YouTube for the world to see. That's what's so
Right?
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like
Krista
the whole
Marie
thing is
says.
wild.
Baffling.
Yeah. Krista Marie says, "Did y'all see the tiny window in her room? I did see it and was covered with like a blue covering. It looks like something similar to like a crocus bag." But not but other people know what a fabric of a crocus bag is. But that's what it seemed to me.
What is a crocus bag?
I'm gonna have to like
You're
give you.
gonna have to Google it.
Yeah, I'm
You knew
gonna
I
have
had
to
to ask.
Google it. I'm gonna have to Google it. Okay,
Okay.
it's
Well, while you're Googling that, hey, do you mind if I asked you about your like what do you think about the Meghan and Harry and kind of because it seemed like you were starting to get go into that jam, but you didn't really finish.
Oh right, yeah. What I started where? Sorry.
the Meghan and Harry. You were talking about Meghan and Harry on somebody else's YouTube channel, and
Oh
you made a
yeah,
comment.
yeah. It's actually, excuse me. My thoughts are up on my channel if you want to go and have a look.
Shameless
What I
plug.
think,
Okay, girl, I feel you.
what I think is, people should leave them alone. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, I thought it was
Um,
interesting that Tyler. Wait, hold on. What's his name? Tyler Perry.
oh
Why does that
yeah,
not sound right? Tyler Perry is the godfather of Lilibet. Did you
yeah,
hear that story? Because he
yeah.
offered security. I was like, what? It's so weird, but I thought that was kind of heartwarming.
I think it's lovely, and I think it shows the type of people they are. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Harry didn't ask to be born a royal, and he's had a hard time being a royal. He has always been the second son. He was never going to be king. And so, he went off to boarding school and played up a bit. And I can't blame him. And I just think, yeah, it's very difficult to talk about uh, certain subjects. But as a
Was it
Brit,
kind of like going against the crown?
it's deeper than that. It's more about systematic racism over here in the UK.
Oh, I
Um,
can understand
and
that. Yeah.
and I was so excited when I first found out that he was going to marry Meghan. I was so excited. I was so thrilled. Um, the same way as I felt when Obama
Mama,
became president.
right?
Um,
And he was
because
the first president I got to vote for.
yeah, and only I don't want to sound like we're just in a little club because we're not in a little club, but we do belong to a section of society that is um that is prejudiced against. We've suffered over the years for hundreds and hundreds of years, just because of the color of our skin. So for people to try and um, try and say that Meghan did not suffer racism over here is absolute lunacy. She was, I mean, I really, really hoped when she married Harry that she would be accepted by everybody. And believe it or not, she is accepted by a lot of Brits. I have to say though that most of the Brits, um, that support her are black because they
Mhm.
know what it's like over here.
Of course. Mhm.
And, you know, I hate talking, or I hate listening and witnessing all the comments about her um, that are so racially based. And, you know, for it's so hard because, and you know, so many people are being affected by it. We're always affected by it. We always know we come second. We always do. And, you know, it hurts my heart that she has felt that over here because people try and hide it. But it's
Yeah. Well,
obvious.
thanks for sharing that, Jan.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could tell you a story here tonight. What happened tonight? My daughter sent me a delivery from Amazon, and it arrived, and I opened the door, and there was this black guy standing there, and I have to say his colour because it's relevant to the rest of the story. And he was getting on a bit, maybe 50, 60. So I took the stuff in, and I said, "Oh, thank you so much." I said, "Oh, by the way, where have you parked?" I've got a big drive where I live, and I couldn't drive out of it today. So I said to him, "Oh, where are you parked?" And he said, "Oh, just over there." I went, "Oh my God, I hope you can get out because I couldn't get out today." So bless him, he went off, and of course he couldn't get out. He was wedged in. Um, so he came. I sort of called over to him. Are you okay? And he said, have you got a shovel?" So I said, "No, but my neighbour has." I said, "Go and knock there," because he offered me the shovel earlier on. Very nice neighbour. Just
Mhm.
handed me the shovel. "Do it yourself, ma'am." Anyway, so he apparently he knocked on the door. The neighbour came to the door and he said, "Oh, look, you know, my car's wedged in. Would you mind if I can borrow your shovel?" And the guy said, "I haven't got one." Well, I know he had one because he gave it to me. And I was like, "What?" "Yeah, it's snowing. I've still got snow out the front. I can't drive up the, I can't get out. I'm stuck." Because I'm like in a cul-de-sac. And not many cars come down here, only people that live here, and nobody else has gone out. So, yeah, so that happened, and we both knew. As soon as he said that, we both knew what it was about. And he even said, "Oh, and his wife was even worse." He said, she was so rude because, he said to her something like, "Oh, well, maybe I'm gonna have to leave the car here." And, the wife said, "No, you're not leaving it here. You're not parking there. No, no." He was wedged. We had to call on, I think 4 youths came. I don't know whether they probably his family, probably his sons. And finally he got out. And I was so upset about it. I was talking to my daughter and she said, "Oh, don't fall out with your neighbours about it."
Right.
Oh,
You have to find that balance, right?
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, how are
And
you,
it's,
Miami?
yeah, sorry to go on.
No
Um,
worries. Hey, Miami
no, I'm
Vice.
fine. Hi, Monty. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
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 So, what do you think about all of this?
Well, I don't really keep up with the Royals, so I don't have too much to say about that.
Oh
But,
no, I was talking about maybe your mama.
well, I didn't watch the stream that y'all were talking about, but, and I don't really watch him. I have watched him before. The very first time I saw him was the very first Girl World reaction video he did, I think about garlic bread, and I didn't care for his style. I didn't like the way he. Can I cuss on here, Monty?
Well, try not to, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm not
Like
gonna
a
do it.
no, yeah.
Hi, Celebrity Juicer. I'm sorry, I see somebody in the chat that watches my streams. Um, I didn't like the way he referenced certain people in the girl world as fat bees, fat, you know what, and
Yes.
he just had like a misogynistic tone, and I don't mind a little of that in tongue in cheek, but that was not a cute way to start off to me in a community that's basically full of women and gay men, other men too, but mainly women, and it kind of turned me off. So I don't really
Mhm.
watch or support him. Then he had some little cute out the neck things to say about me in reference to Jessica Messica, but it's
Well,
fine.
let's not gloss over that. What do you have to say about you?
I really don't want to promote his videos, but he was joking, saying it tongue in cheek. Um, Supposedly, but you know how people like how Foodie will be like saying something and then say, "Oh, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a joke."
Mhm.
I don't really feel like it was a joke. I feel like it was some out the way stuff.
Mm.
Um,
Was he jealous because of Jessica's crush on you? Is that what we're
Probably,
talking about? Oh,
probably.
okay.
Yeah, it was that
That's
Because
video
very
with that
he
man.
could
What is?
never. Okay, he can
yeah.
keep dreaming. He could never. But anyway, basically, it was just to me some little microaggressive, derogatory comments that I'm used to men making. Not all men. I don't want to. I don't like to group people all in a lump. Okay, but you have some straight men out there that feel some kind of way about women who like women.
Mhm.
And I don't want to make this all about me, but I'm just telling you why I don't really care for him. And I just
Well, this
felt like
is
it
your
was some,
time to shine on the panel. Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I don't want to create like a beef because I don't know these people in real life. This is just something like for fun, but just to keep it real, I just feel like he said some little out the way little jokes, and I've heard those jokes before. Like how I think it was Jan's Views was just saying how if you're a person of color, how Megan feels because we've all felt like that. If you're LGBT, the kind of comments people make. You know what I mean? Just like it was
Oh
a
no, I
little,
hear you. Yeah.
yeah. You when like it
Yeah.
was passed as a
Yeah.
joke, but I kind
Mhm.
of it could pass as a
You
joke. It
picked up,
could, but
but you
it's
picked
still
up on the
kind of.
slickness and you didn't appreciate it. I
Yeah,
feel
it's
you.
a little
Yeah.
slick. It's okay. It's cool, like no hard feelings, but it's not I'm not watching them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I think
It
he's
makes you a
jealous
bit
of your
wary,
swagger.
doesn't it?
probably. Thank
Mm,
you.
it
Because
makes you a bit wary. It's like I'm going to be wary of my neighbours now because of the way they treated that guy. I'm like, okay, I know why
mhm.
I
Yeah.
know
I
why you
guess
acted in
maybe
that
that's what
way.
I meant was saying like the community in some regard, like that's why I'm a little, you're a little apprehensive with new people because it's like we don't want you just coming in like I don't know. But at the same time, there's a lot of toxicity. Like I'm not gonna pretend like because I had no idea the level of this drama that went on. So,
Oh,
so
it's ridiculous. I mean,
mhm.
I like to float around. I go to many different communities. But I see him. I feel as if somebody's just opened the window and in he's flown like a leaf, and he's shaking it up a bit. And I don't think that's a bad
Mhm.
thing. I do fully understand and respect your reasons not to, though, Miami.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I can fully understand that.
But you know
And
what? He did you know what? As a newcomer, though, I wanna say this because he did make a point, and I thought this was very funny. He was like, "If you have 2 views, if you have 4 subscribers, I don't care. If you have a critique, I'm gonna do a review." So I think maybe we should post a point like, "Hey, you came in Miami with a little bit of the slickness. Do you wanna address that?" I don't know. What do you think
mm,
about that?
I'm not gonna stop anyone from doing anything, but I'm not. I know that Jan, you were saying that you don't mind when reactors go after reactors. There's no rules, and there aren't as long as you're within YouTube terms of service. But
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the reactors going after reactors personally.
Okay.
So if he did, I would not respond because I've already given them too much of my energy on this panel, like in relation to me. Now, in relation to how he's doing with the Foodie Beauty stuff, that's different. You know,
Okay.
in my mind, that's how I think about it. Like, I really think he doesn't want to go after Foodie, and he's being nice, nice, quote unquote, about Foodie, in my opinion, because he knows if he stays on her good side, that she's going to talk good about him, and that's good for his channel to bring him views and traffic. Like, to me, it's a money grab, which is
Okay.
Yeah.
fine. But
Yeah.
just going after different reactors, attacking certain people, to me, it's a money grab because people know what's going to pull in views,
Yeah.
which is fine. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm 100% wrong, but that's just my
Pose it
theory.
as a Oh no, I pose it as a genuine question or a genuine idea because I'm not a reactor, so
Yeah,
and like I don't have any attention to. Yeah, I'm just a viewer and I'm just yeah.
he didn't make a video about me. Like, the video was about Jessica Messica, and I don't even want to talk about it really, but it
Oh,
was
okay.
about
No,
something
that's fair
she
enough. I don't really
did.
know the tea. I'm
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
playing with you two a little bit. Yeah. So
yeah.
no, what do you think? So what did you think about the whole T and Sass and the way he addressed
Okay.
that?
Um, I did not watch that. I just heard bits and
Oh,
pieces
that's
from
right.
Monty
Okay.
and some other Girl World viewers were talking about it. But I do know that he was talking about her being racist because she posted, like, what, a 1970s commercial or video or something with a racist image. One of those images of black people, didn't she? I saw the video
The
on her thing.
Gollywog?
Yeah, it was about the Gollywog doll.
Yeah, but I didn't watch the video. I saw the thumbnail. I
Okay.
mean, did he? My thing with that is cool. That's cool that he brought that up. But did he also address Foodie? Because she has said some very. She just finished saying she wanted to go to Tunisia and get a Muhammad. So I mean, did he talk about her too, or are they friends now? Is she out of it?
Yeah, I think
I
there
didn't hear
needs
about this.
yeah, there's a lack of information and other things like Kuwait is not a poor country. Kuwait has a lot, doesn't have all small homes. There are mansions. I could just Google Kuwait mansion and multiple homes would come up with multiple stories. I even Google it's like there's a lot of misinformation a lot of times, and I just wish people would just Google simple things rather than just, saying what they think is happening rather than what they know.
I mean, a lot of
That's
people
true.
do criticize Yo Mama for not doing his homework. Um, I, I mean, it's funny because someone in the chat today was trying to get him to give his opinion on FBRC. Are you all familiar with him?
Who?
Yes, I am FBRC Foodie Beauty Reaction Channel.
Yeah,
Mm.
and he'd
Oh
obviously
no,
not heard
sorry.
of him. And he kept referring to him as a her, which was really which was really funny because it was obvious that he didn't know who it was. But I think, I think we have to be fair for people or with people. And I don't know. I mean, it's like when you say, well, I think has he addressed this? Has he addressed what she's done? Has he addressed this, that, and the other? The fact is, not everybody, you can't please everybody all of the time. Um,
Oh, or maybe like when
especially
you said we have to be fair, it's like they can't know everything. So there's gonna be
exactly,
stuff that yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah. And while I do agree with you, Miami Vice, that um, Foodie should most definitely be held accountable for some of the things that she said and done. Um, but you can't seriously expect him to bring it up every time he's talking about somebody else. Because
That's
in order to
true, but
I do live streams and I'm a terrible rambler. I'm aware of that. So it's hard for me to sort of stay on track. But I think it's important for him, and I think that's what makes his live stream so entertaining, because he does stay on track. So he can't really start talking about Foodie, the time Foodie Beauty did this and annoyed everybody.
Mhm.
Right. But
Oh,
what I meant was, it's weird he picked Tea and Sass when Foodie Beauty and he is new. So like I don't expect him to know everything, but there have literally been videos made just about Foodie Beauty being racist.
yeah.
Like you can just
But
watch a
hold on,
quick
Miami.
5 video. It's
How
like, did
new are
he
you
get
to the
on that, or
community?
why pick Tea and Sass? It's just odd to me. There are no
Mm.
rules. He can pick what he wants, but it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I know what
it
you're
makes
saying,
me
but
think it's strategic.
how
Huh?
new are you to the community? Like, how long have you been following?
Over a year. I don't remember when I
Over a
started.
year.
Probably
Okay,
about
because
right when she started dating Natter.
I've been in and out, but I really haven't like been really watching since maybe the past like 4, 5, 6 months. So I think it seems like maybe he doesn't have as much history as you have, or maybe I have. Do you think that might be the case? Because I know, like, shout out to my girl Abby. She's like the historian. Because I'll say something, she's like, no, because she's done this and be done. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And I didn't know that. And I think maybe he doesn't know this.
Yeah,
That's
because he's come
possible.
from a different community. He's come from a
Yeah.
different community, and I think that's what people are sort of picking up on and saying to him, "Oh, you need to do your homework." But it's difficult, especially when other people have been on there for years and years. I've been in other communities, and I choose not to be in a community. I go where I want to go, and I talk to who I want to talk to. But there's very few people that will do that. A lot of people do need these communities, and I'm not interested in them, quite honestly. But I forgot what else you said there. I do feel that he should be
Who said
given, a
Miami?
bit more. Sorry, Edna.
No, you said you were representing somebody said something. Were you talking about what Miami said?
Um, yeah, I can't I couldn't remember exactly what we were saying. I'm old,
Oh,
guys. I go
no
off.
worries. So what do we
I
think
go,
about
mind goes astray.
what he had to say about Moon, Fire and Moon? Because I thought that was kind of interesting where he was like, you took a 10-minute video and made it an hour and 20 or whatever he said.
Yeah.
And he's comedic, but I was laughing, but I don't know. What did you think about that? Did you
I
see
Yeah.
that
don't know
part?
anything about that.
Yeah.
Well, I think people need to have an understanding here. People, myself, I do this as a show. This is a business, right? If you're running a YouTube channel, you get enough people, you'll start making money. You run it as a business. I'm thinking about it on a business sense that Fire Moon is running a show, so am I. I'm running a show called Monty After Dark, and people want to be entertained. Some people want to be entertained for 15 minutes, like they just want information, like they're driver types. Other people, they really want to be entertained for an hour or 2 hours or three. So if Fire
I
Moon
hear
wants
what you're
to
saying.
make a
Yeah.
live stream for 2 to 3 hours, that's because he has an audience that wants to be entertained for that time. So look at
Mm,
it at that perspective. It's entertainment.
that makes sense.
Yeah, fair
Is that the
point.
guy who appears to be as high as a kite?
Yeah, I've seen them.
I couldn't watch him.
I can't either.
I happened upon him the other week or the other day, and I just no, that wasn't for me. That's not entertaining for me.
No.
Hey,
But
I wanted to jump back because I was having problems getting on here earlier. I wanted to jump back to Foodie Beauty's new look because y'all were talking about that earlier,
Please.
about the niqab, and give my opinion. I think that people have the right to do what they want as long as they're not hurting others. However, I also think it's a show she's putting on. Speaking of putting on shows, because she knows it's December, her views are down. She wants attention. And also, she likes to hide her face and her physical appearance, because I don't think she's happy with it.
Mhm.
And again, all this just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think I'm not religious at all. I'm an atheist, but um, I think it's pretty disrespectful to the religion. I personally don't care, again, because I'm not religious at all. I have my own views about religion that I won't go into, but people have the right to practice it as long as they're not hurting others. Foodie is doing this for attention, like she does everything. The only reason she's doing it is because she's dating that man or whatever they got going. And she wouldn't be studying that if it weren't for Salah. If they broke up today, she'd rip all that stuff off and be sitting there in her bra again. So that's just my opinion.
You know what? I disagree. I think she would be doing it. I think Sala is just another like part of the costume or part of the LARPing. He's just another tool or accessory. There we go.
She's definitely LARPing. Yeah. So
Yeah,
my
because
question is this: why didn't she do it? Natter is from the Middle East, and I don't know
because
whether
Nat
I don't think
wouldn't.
he practices Muslim, but why didn't she do it then? What she was doing with him was what he was doing: hanging out, drinking, drugging, binging, raging. I feel like whoever she's with, she takes on their traits or what they like. I
But
could be
Natter
wrong.
didn't claim her. I think the difference between this guy and Natter is that, well, first of all, okay, Natter didn't claim her, but second of all, she had that whole debacle with the fashion show, and I want to say that was the rock bottom like snapping point. And then once she decided I need a radical change and she was going to be Muslim and find this dude and all this kind of stuff, it was insert whatever man worked. And I think Sala is just, the use the robot analogy, but he's just kind of like the chip or whatever that fit.
Hmm.
So, I don't think it would matter.
Yeah, it's possible.
What do you guys think of the idea that he's he's not really a practicing Muslim because he would never allow her to dress like that? Because in the Muslim community, it's very male dominated, and it's just their tradition, if you like. So, what do you feel about that? Do you feel that he can't really be a practicing Muslim, or he can't be, feel very strongly towards his Islamic foundations to allow her to dress like that without her being genuine about
Man, that's
becoming?
so nuanced. Uh, well, because first, I'm not qualified. I'm not Muslim so who am I to say what's practicing and what qualifies for that, right? But even for what I know, he's not clearly. But that, but from my experience of religion and like my relationship with God and what I believe, that's between him and the guy he serves. And if that's the relationship she wants with her man, to allow him to have the power to tell her what she can wear, okay. But hell no, I'm not doing.
What was the
Well,
question? I missed it. I'm sorry. I got kicked.
is he practicing? And I think he's not practicing
Oh.
because on Fridays he ain't going to Juma. He doesn't
Mm,
answer the adhan. He doesn't do any of that stuff. And
Hmm. I
and
don't
he
think
doesn't
so.
even correct her when she's like, "Oh, they're praying," and it's the adhan you're hearing, and I'm like, "Are you serious? You're not gonna like correct her and say like that's the adhan or the ikama, because of course the adhan's the first call, right? And then you have the ikama, which is the second call. I'm like, dude is in the car with her and he doesn't even correct her. He only has one dish dasha, which how are you gonna have a one dish dasha? Ain't that gonna be dirty after a day? How are you gonna present yourself in front of God several times a day with your dirty dish dasha?
Dis-
Like it doesn't make no
Disgraceful.
sense.
And
You,
another
you
point
know,
to consider is that I think it's mainly the males that go to the mosque or the temple uh, more frequently. The women tend to pray at home. I could be wrong there. I'm just going by what I believe my friend used to do or still does. It's just that, I don't talk about religion with her very often. We have done. That's why I know quite a lot about, Muslims. But I know that her husband goes to the mosque a couple of times a week at least, whereas she doesn't always go. She doesn't go during the week. In
She
fact,
does she
well,
have
in my
kids?
experience,
yes, she does. She has 4 kids.
Okay, so that's why, because you're excused from Juma for certain reasons. Of one of them could be family restraints.
All right,
okay,
okay.
because I was gonna say the person that I knew, she was a revert, and she was always at the mosque. Like she was very serious about practicing. So like she went several times a day.
It's funny because I'm really interested in stuff like this even before Foodie started her LARPing. And I've watched documentaries on it, and like Mary said in the chat, I've seen mosques where they have separate areas for women to pray, like upstairs, or they'll
They
have
all
a
do.
separate building. So if
Yeah,
you want to go, but you have to be separate.
yeah. The women, when they walk in, the men go one way and the women go the other. The women take the children. Of course, they take the children.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's how it goes. And
Uh,
That is
they're
right.
very,
I
very
guess
strict.
I want to
You're
offer
not
this. I
supposed
guess
to go on
very
your period. That's a big no-no. You do not go when you're menstruating.
yeah, but it's interesting that like when people talk about the way the women are separated and things like that because it's the same way in my experience in my church. It maybe it wasn't outlined as much to say, okay, the women have to do this and that, blah blah blah. But we had children's church, like it was people knew like certain roles and like the flow of church and different things, and people would naturally segregate to like different areas. So I wonder if it's not so much a spoken word, but it's just part of the flow of their practice. And she doesn't really know this and understand that because of her being a foreigner. So she wouldn't even be able to articulate like why she is like she doesn't know. So she probably doesn't even know that she doesn't know. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm. Well, I just think, and I'm sorry to be so blunt, and again, people are free to do what they want to do. But when I saw her wearing that niqab, I thought, God, this is so stupid.
Mm.
This one of the stupidest things I've seen in so
What
long.
did
It
you
was
feel that
so
was so stupid?
stupid. Huh?
Yeah, what
And
what just
then
made you say it's stupid?
No, I've been thinking that. I thought that the other day when I saw her, I was like, God, this is
Hmm.
so stupid. It was just dumb to me because to me, she just jumping on that bandwagon because she does to me, and again, I could be wrong,
Hmm.
but she doesn't seem to have a sense of self or self identity, and it's almost like she's searching for herself or and maybe I'm reading too much into this. Again, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but
You're onto
it,
something because I can see where she's like
she doesn't have
I
an
see the same
identity.
thing. And she's taking this role of a Muslim wife and woman as an identity.
Yeah.
And she's doing the things that she thinks it is without knowing what it is and what it means and really or personifying that. So it's coming across as so, you know, ingenuine and just ugh, it hurts to watch it. So cringe. But yeah, I sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but yeah.
No, you're fine. And it's not just the niqab though, because if it was just that, I mean, people do change religions or they explore different things, go on spiritual journeys. Or I think she's also doing it like people are saying to hide her face or something like that. But it's everything. Like all of a sudden, her voice changes. Like all of a sudden, oh, peace, love, and soul. And she's doing these vlogs and they're totally different from what she's done before, but they seem, which is fine, you can change your content, but everything doesn't seem genuine. It seems as if she's trying on a new hat, but not in a
Absolutely.
genuine way. I don't know how to explain it, but y'all know I'm sure y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I get
agree
what
with
you're
you.
saying. I mean, I think that's exactly what the word LARPing means, right? You're just putting on the character, or what does it mean?
Live action role
Live
play.
action role, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it just, that's why I thought it was stupid, because it's just like, Lord, next year is going to be something different. I
I mean,
guess we all
I
go
hate
through
to
Mm.
self
say it.
exploration.
I hate to say it, but is there any difference between Foodie wearing that to blackface? Is there any difference?
um,
In my opinion, there isn't. But then I am quite religious. Um, and I also know what some Muslim people have been through because they are persecuted. They're a persecuted religion. And to see somebody dress up just for the hell of it, and I'm sorry, I do think that maybe it did have something to do with Salah, and that's where she got the idea from. But
I would say that it. Oh, sorry. Like to answer the question, what I um do I think it mimics blackface? I would say no.
no,
Because I feel like
I'm
blackface.
not saying it mimics blackface. I'm just
Mhm.
saying, could it be seen as, almost an equivalent to
That's what I mean. I
blackface
don't think it's
because it's
equivalent to
somebody.
blackface. Right, that's what I'm
So
saying. I don't think it is because with blackface, I think it's an intentional kind of like making fun of it. You're looking down upon this group of people. Whereas she wants
no,
to
it didn't
present
start like
as
that though. No, I disagree with that. It didn't start like that. Blackface goes back years and years and years, and it's kind of a bit like Mama was saying today with that that sass woman. Back in the day, we were made fun of, and that's where the entertainers got the idea from because we were all like dancing and happy and smiling, and that's where the minstrels came from. So in my mind, I'm just saying in my mind, obviously we do feel differently about things, and that's perfectly fine. It's interesting to talk to people that see things differently, but I do feel as if if you had like a piece of paper and you put lines, a line down the middle, and you said what was inappropriate, I think what she's doing would be on that list as well as blackface. That I think that's the easiest way I can put it.
Are you trying to say she's pulling a Rachel DeLisle?
Yeah, whoever that is. Don't know
Well,
who that is.
the woman that tried to pass as, I even think she was more
Oh
genuine than
yes,
this, but
Rachel Dolezal. She was like the
I don't know
leader
her
of a black
name.
chapter, but she was actually like fully white. I remember that.
Yeah,
Rachel
yeah.
Dolezal.
She
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
trying to pass herself off as black. I have y'all noticed too, little, it's all the little things put together. It's not just the dress, how she's dressing now. Have y'all ever caught her talking and she'll say something like, oh, I'm gonna just make up something because I can't remember the word. This is a grocery store. In Arabic we say the word, she'll say we say,
Yeah.
like she's from the Middle East. Have y'all caught that?
No, but I'm not surprised to hear it. I'm not surprised.
That's why I said it
yes,
reminds
I
me like
have.
she like Rachel DeLisle or somebody.
Yeah, yes, I have caught that, and that's why I say I don't correlate it to blackface, because with blackface, they wash that paint off at the end of the night and they leave as white people. And she's not taken off her hijab. She hasn't taken off the niqab yet. You know what I'm saying? So until she does that, then maybe we could have that discussion, or I would be open to that. But for right now, she is presenting herself as a Muslim, or she's trying to. So that's why I think it's different.
This is a
Mm,
weird arc.
yeah.
It is.
Anything to make bank, and I stand by
Yep.
that.
Is that your
Correct.
cat, Miami Vice?
That's my whiny cat, yes. Because I'm in the kitchen, she begs for snacks. But yeah.
I see. Martha does that as well. If I'm in the kitchen, it's like out of nowhere she appears.
Oh my God.
She's like, "Where's them snacks, Monty?"
She will bug me to
What kind of
death.
cat do you
Right.
have?
It's a tortoise shell calico. Well, she's a tortoise
An
shell cat.
orange cat?
Huh?
Like an orange cat?
Black,
Black?
brown,
Oh,
white,
tortoiseshell.
orange.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, now I can picture it. Oh, I love cats.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, I'm gonna have to go because it sun's coming up.
Right.
I've had
Okay.
my all-nighter. It's been wonderful talking to you all.
All
It's
right.
been
Take
really
care,
Yeah.
nice.
then, Fuse.
Thank
We'll
Bye,
you,
Sam.
Sam.
Thank you
yeah,
so much,
Bye.
Monty.
we'll
Bye
see you on
bye.
channel again. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Jan.
All right, and now there was three. So yeah, pretty much we've talked about, I guess, Foodie Beauty and what she's been up to. Will she react to FFG again? Probably. She probably will because she did say she was not going to react to FFG. Then all of a sudden she was live again. I think she lives in the moment a lot. That anger, that watching a stream and people are saying things and she gets pissed off and then she wants to react is one of the things that happened
Yeah.
just this night. Yeah.
What happened if she came back? Because she was done, right? So what took her,
Was.
like, what set her off?
I think people were just saying certain things in the FFG stream, and it triggered
Oh,
her. So she decided, "Hey, I'm just gonna."
so she started reacting to her FFG's reaction. So it's like the inception. Got you.
Yeah, pretty much, and it kind of made her come back. But it's really hard being on somebody else's time, like I said. Plus, you never know when Foodie Beauties reacts to a reactor reacting to her, how it's going to turn out. Then you're reacting to that. It can be extremely difficult because then she's gonna hear herself talking, then she's gonna hear the reactor talking, then she's gonna be talking. Then to react to all of that can be difficult, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I,
for sure.
I just wanted to say I miss the old foodie, and I never thought I'd say that. Not the negative parts, but just her being herself and being spontaneously silly and stuff like when she rolled down the hill and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like she's suppressing the real her. I don't know why she thinks just to become positive, she has to suppress her silliness or be like super stiff and fake. You can still have the positive you come out. But I miss that part of her because there were times where she was funny, but and it wasn't offensive. She was silly and just it was fun to watch her be herself. And it's like that's gone, and I miss it.
Yeah. The Rena days was pretty good because Rena used to make her go to concerts, movies, go out and eat, and it was fun and positive. Like Rena was a
Mhm.
very good influence to her, but after that, it kind of started slowly going downhill. Then the baby situation didn't help, and then she had to find a new place. Then she moved in with Pete's, and her situation didn't help Pete's because then Pete started to have a decline. It's just been a mess.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I just realized I haven't looked at chat once. Um, did Monty, did you say anything that maybe needs addressing or? Like
No,
comments?
I've been watching the chat, and so far we've pretty
Okay.
much been answering the questions as it goes along.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
but if there's anything else you got, Edna or Miami Vice, you want to say, then please say it. If not, then I guess we'll wrap this up.
Um, no, just thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome. You can come back anytime.
Thank you.
I usually see you in the chats here and there, so it's glad that you can come up. And I also know that you react as well.
Yeah, I do sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, I didn't know you react. Who do you react to?
I used to react to Natter a lot, but I don't anymore, and I mainly react to Foodie now with a occasional rare Amberlyn.
Oh, okay. I like Amberlyn too. So,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Well, just thanks for having me and listening. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Edna, for coming up once again. I really appreciate that. You've been coming on these panels, and hopefully, a lot of things have been addressed. I mean, people expected a harsher perspective when it came to Yaba coming out of your mama's mouth, but it did not happen. He said that he's gonna do another stream tomorrow for some of us. Today, for he said he was gonna do another stream Friday. So for some of us, it's already Friday, others it's not. So we shall see. And he was talking about Breezy again. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but hey, whatever happens, happens is what I always say. Girlverse is different, distorted, fragmented. A lot of clicks happening. So we shall see what happens.
Hmm.
Do you all think Natter's court date will be pushed back again? I do think so.
Yes.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought this was maybe the last time because like he only
No.
got 30 days because no, oh, okay. I have
No.
no idea. So,
When
okay.
was his first ever court date? That was like May, right? Yeah, it was something like May or June. I'm gonna have to check.
Okay.
But it was that time that all of a sudden he was coming back from court and we didn't know. And it was like that time where he said, oh, he didn't sleep for like 2 days because he had to go to court. That was the time. And I think when he went to court and came back, he was with that lady, I believe the Middle Eastern lady, and people thought it was Curly Juarez, but it wasn't. I forgot
I
if that
have
like it was.
no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, that was the first time, so it hasn't been a year yet.
Okay.
It's been over half a year, so he has a lot of time to keep pushing.
It's been because you get 18 months. Is that what it is? Because I feel like I
Uh
heard someone say that.
yeah, somebody said 18 months, but that's only for summary
Oh,
charges. He actually has an indictment, so you get more time than 18 months.
okay. And I've
So
taken business law and stuff, but it's been like what, 15 years plus I'm American. Remember, we're talking about Canadian legal system, so I don't know.
yeah, and another thing I gotta say is, who is Curly? Curly is allegedly, supposedly Chilean Gypsy's sister, but most people think they're just the same person. Another thing you have to put in mind, that limit was put in place by the Supreme Court of Canada as to have people effectively get a speedy trial. If you're the person who's slowing down your trial, you do have the ability to do that, so where your trial can take years, in fact.
Oh, so it wouldn't, because I was thinking it was like a statute of limitations where it's like, oh, once you hit 18, then they're out. And
No, the problem was a lot of people wanted a more speedy trial, but then the trials were taking like 3, 4, 5 years to go through the court system. People like, I don't want to spend 5 years of my life locked into coming to a courthouse in a town or a city or
right?
county for 5 years. That's just wrong. So that's why they've enacted, that by way of the Supreme Court, that hey, if you have a summary versus an indictable offense, here's the timeline for each of these and when it should be done.
Mm.
Mm.
I I don't know. I don't really get the angle any which way because however you took what he said to May, it just doesn't seem like a good idea, and like it just seems like he's kind of digging a hole for himself.
Yeah, I think what he was doing before at first when he was still at the trap is just don't say anything. So why is he making these little pot shots? He should just not say anything. I wouldn't be saying anything. Just don't
Yeah.
address
Nothing. Let the
anything. Yeah,
let
Right.
your lawyer do the talking. That's what they're there for.
exactly. Because you don't want to say something that could be brought, into court for anything. You really don't want to be placed in a position like that. So
Right.
we shall see what happens with that. But hey, I guess we'll wrap this up and we'll talk about something else. I'm sure there's always other things happening. It's going to be another Yo Mama stream and other people reacting. We got DC is going to be reacting to the Yo Mama stream in the morning, so I'll catch that as well and see what's up. But thank you so much, Edna, Miami Vice. We also had Jan's Views. Thank you so much, everybody. Smash that like button,
Yeah, shout out
subscribe
to
if you
Jan.
haven't. Shout outs to Jan's Views. And if you want some 90 Day Fiance content, then check out my 90 Day Fiance channel. It is up and active right now, so check that out. Other than that, thank you so much once again, everybody, and take care of yourselves. Hopefully,
Thanks,
everybody's
y'all.
good. Yeah, if I don't see you tomorrow, I guess I'll see you guys another time because you know how it is. TGIF to those that, are enjoying their Fridays already. And take care of yourselves. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
I'll see ya.